So, this story was sent to me the other day, and I wanted to touch on it as I feel it needs to be shared with you guys because of the aftermath of what exactly went down and how disgusted I am by the local authorities for not doing their jobs correctly in a very sensitive time for the family and friends of the victim in this situation. Now, for this one, we've got to head over to Leicester, in an area which borders both the Spinney Hills and Highfields area of the city. At around 11:45 p.m. on the 8th of September 2021, so a few days ago now, emergency services had been called to Melbourne Street to reports of a serious assault. When they arrived, they found an 18-year-old teen by the name of Abdirahim Mohamed suffering from multiple stab injuries, and he was rushed to a nearby hospital, but unfortunately he would go on to die in the early hours of the following morning. As you know, this was a few days ago now, and there has been some development since then. Over these past few days, some arrests have been made in connection with the investigation. Two men, both aged 29, were arrested on suspicion of murder, and they are currently being questioned by police, whilst a 58-year-old man was arrested on the 10th of September, and the last update we got from him was that he also remained in police custody. As it stands right now though, no one has been charged in this investigation. Detectives are still appealing for witnesses to come forward who were in the area late that night or in the early hours of the morning, and they're asking for people to get in touch with them. But at a very difficult and sensitive time for the family and friends of Abdirahim, it seems to have been made even more traumatic after they were pictured cleaning up his blood off the floor as it hadn't been cleaned up. Something we've seen before in the case of Raheem Barton. You see, a vigil had been set up by members of the community for around 5 p.m. the following day, but upon arrival, family, friends and locals had noticed that the pavement was still bloodstained, so they took it upon themselves to clean it up. A local resident offered to cover the floor with lengths of fabric before neighbours pulled together using jet washers, hose pipes, buckets of water and brushes to scrub away the stains. His own brothers and friends were cleaning up his blood. The Leicestershire police have since issued an apology, but in my opinion that just isn't good enough, because family and friends shouldn't have to be going out there to clean Abdirahim's blood up off the floor when they're already going through an extremely difficult time as it is. Of course, it isn't directly the police who clean the crime scene up, but it is their responsibility to contact the relevant cleaners to take care of the scene. And at the end of the day, the police are to blame for this. Can you imagine what the family are going through right now to lose a brother, son, grandson, potentially even an uncle, and then go into the scene to pay your respects, but when you get there, you see his blood all over the floor? I'm sorry, but that is just not acceptable. Now, a GoFundMe has been set up, and I always use my platform to help out where I can. I'm going to leave that linked down in the description below. If donating is something that you can do, that would be appreciated. But if not, just sharing and bringing awareness to the situation will also help out massively. But such a sad turn of events from start to finish, and I do want to send my condolences over to Abdirahim's family and friends, and I will keep you guys updated on this story when updates start to come through. But believe it or not, only a couple of days later, some reports have started to come out to say that quite literally less than a mile away, another murder investigation has been opened after a woman was found dead in a property. Just on a quick side note, these two incidents aren't connected at all. At around 6 p.m. on the 11th of December 2021, emergency services were called to a property on Lincoln Street in the Highfields area of Leicester. When they arrived, they found a woman who hasn't been named as of yet, and have decided to launch a murder investigation because of the circumstances surrounding her death. So far, that's all the information that is currently out there, though, after the Leicestershire police have refused to comment any further, but the investigation is in the early stages, so of course, as time goes on, we'll get more updates. What has came out, though, is that a teen has been arrested on suspicion of murder after he made himself known to police at a police station in Peterborough, and he's since been transported back to Leicester, where he's currently being questioned by detectives. Of course, if I do get any updates coming out of this situation, as always, I'm going to keep you guys posted on this one. And again, although the woman hasn't been named, I just do want to send my condolences over to her family and friends at this very difficult time. But give the video a like for more crime related content like this, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. It's been me, Huncho, and I'll see you in the next one.